Mac scraped off tiny aluminum shavings from the can with a knife. After pouring the aluminum shavings into the can, he placed the chain that locked both of them on top. Then he poured potassium permanganate and hand cream onto the chain and into the can in turn. The high temperature heat generated by the thermite reaction instantly melted the chain. However, just as they broke free from the shackles, the room suddenly went pitch black. A person wearing a mask and spraying tear gas opened the door and walked in. The two rushed forward to resist, but were electrocuted by his stun gun and knocked to the ground. Then the mysterious man threw down a box and turned to leave. After Mac opened the box, he found a pistol and a bullet inside. After some observation, Mac asked Jack to cooperate with him to cut open the electrical conduit on the ceiling. They pulled out the wires inside and tied 2 knives to them, then inserted the 2 knives into the gaps on both sides of the metal door. The strong current passing through the knives made the metal door keep heating up. The two then used iron sheets to dig out the concrete on both sides of the door gap. Thus the metal door fell down. However, outside the door was another room and the same metal door. Jack proposed to break open this door in the same way, but the wires were not long enough. At this time, the mysterious man announced over the loudspeaker that only one person's death could allow them to leave. Unwilling, Jack used a steel pipe to pry open the iron box on the wall, only to find a gas cylinder inside filled with gas. Mac made a crossbow frame from a discarded iron bed, used the gas cylinder as an arrow and fired it toward the iron door. However, when Jack put the gas cylinder on the launcher, he was accidentally hit by the fired cylinder. Jack, in excruciating pain, asked Mac to end his suffering with the bullet. Mac reluctantly picked up the pistol and pulled the trigger. The mysterious man who witnessed all this from the surveillance camera walked into the room and took off his mask. Just as he raised the gun to finish off Mac, Jack suddenly got up and shot him with a hand cannon. It turned out that when Mac was making the launcher, he took the opportunity to assemble the springs and iron pipes of the iron bed and fixed them with pins, then removed the bullet head from the cartridge, and made a hand cannon. What was actually loaded in the pistol was an empty cartridge case, while Jack collected the blood flowing from his palm, finally creating the illusion of being killed by a bullet. The two helped the wounded mysterious man out of the room, and indeed found that this was an underground shelter more hidden than a prison.